Controlling Process Group. Monitoring and controlling is one of the 5 process groups outlined in the PMBOK guide. This group focuses on tracking project performance, identifying variances from the project plan, and taking corrective actions to ensure that the project stays on track. It involves comparing actual performance against planned performance and making adjustments as needed. 2. Key processes within monitoring and controlling. Several important processes fall within the monitoring and controlling process group, including monitor and control project work. This involves tracking, reviewing, and regulating the progress of the project to meet performance objectives. Perform integrated change control. This process involves reviewing change requests, approving or rejecting them, and ensuring the changes are properly integrated into the project. Validate scope. This process verifies that project deliverables meet the specified requirements and are accepted by the stakeholders. Control scope. This process involves managing changes to project scope to prevent scope creep. Control schedule. This process focuses on monitoring and controlling project schedule performance to ensure that the project stays on schedule. Control cost. This process involves monitoring and controlling project cost performance to ensure that the project stays within budget. Control quality. This process involves monitoring and controlling the quality of project deliverables to meet the desired quality standards. Control communications. This process ensures that project information is properly communicated to stakeholders and that communication channels are effective. Control risks. This process involves monitoring and controlling identified risks and implementing response plans as needed. Control procurements. This process involves managing procurement relationships, monitoring procurement performance, and taking corrective actions if necessary. 3. Inputs, tools, and techniques, and outputs, ITTO. For each process, it's important to understand the inputs, tools, and techniques used, and the resulting outputs. This knowledge helps you understand the flow and interrelation of activities within the monitoring and controlling process group. 4. Change control process. Understanding the change control process is crucial within the context of monitoring and controlling. This involves how changes are requested, evaluated, or integrated into the project. 5. Performance measurement and analysis. You should have a grasp of key performance indicators, KPIs, and metrics used to assess project performance. This includes understanding how to measure and analyze variances from the project plan and taking appropriate actions based on the analysis. 6. Reporting and communication. Monitoring and controlling also involve effective reporting and communication strategies. You need to know how to communicate project status, issues, and risks to stakeholders in a clear and timely manner. 7. Corrective and preventive actions. In the context of monitoring and controlling, you should be familiar with the concepts of corrective actions, addressing current issues, and preventive actions, taking steps to prevent future issues. 8. Integrated change control. Integrated change control is a critical aspect of monitoring and controlling. It involves evaluating proposed changes to determine their impact on the project scope, schedule, cost, quality, and other aspects. 9. Stakeholder engagement. Engaging with stakeholders is important for effective monitoring and controlling. Understanding their needs, concerns, and expectations will help you manage changes and issues that arise during the project. Remember that the PMBOK guide is a comprehensive resource, so it's important to thoroughly study the relevant sections, understand the concepts, and practice applying them through sample questions and scenarios. Godfather. My friend, you seek wisdom from the perspective of Vito Corleone, the iconic character from The Godfather. Allow me to share these insights as if they were imparted by the Don himself. Monitoring and controlling. Lessons from the Corleone family. 1. Building trust and loyalty. In our world, trust and loyalty are the cornerstones of power. Just as a Don must keep a watchful eye on his family, you must monitor and control your projects to ensure they follow the path you've laid out. Loyalty ensures that everyone works together toward the common goal. 2. Knowing your territory. A Don knows every street, every business, and every person in his territory. Similarly, you must know the ins and outs of your project landscape. Understand the scope, the risks, and the stakeholders. This knowledge allows you to identify any deviations and control them effectively. 3. Our consigliere's counsel. Every Don relies on the advice of his consigliere. In project management, your experts and mentors play a similar role. Listen to their counsel when analyzing project performance and making decisions. 4. Taking swift action. When a rival family threatens, we take swift and decisive action. Similarly, when you detect a variance or a problem in your project, take action immediately. Don't let issues fester, address them before they escalate. 5. Negotiating like a Don. Negotiation is an art. Just as I negotiated with other families, you must negotiate with stakeholders. Control scope changes, just as I controlled favors. Ensure that any changes benefit the project and maintain balance. 6. Protecting your reputation. Reputation is paramount. My respect was earned by upholding values and fulfilling promises. In project management, delivering on time and within budget enhances your reputation. Monitor progress to maintain that reputation. 7. Adapting to change. The world changes, and a Don must adapt. Similarly, projects evolve. Be prepared to control changes, ensuring they align with the project's overall strategy. 8. Trusting your capos. Delegation is vital. Just as I trust my capos, trust your team leads. Empower them to manage their parts of the project, but maintain vigilance through monitoring to ensure cohesion. 9. Uniting the family. A family united is strong. Similarly, a project team that works in harmony achieves greatness. Monitor team dynamics and address conflicts to maintain unity. 10. Legacy and succession. I built a legacy for my family. In project management, document your processes, decisions, and lessons learned. This legacy aids future projects and project managers. Remember, my friend, managing a project is akin to managing a kingdom. You must be strategic, vigilant, and adaptable. Control the variables, maintain loyalty, and uphold your reputation. And when in doubt, always remember, a friend should always underestimate your virtues and an enemy overestimate your faults. Good luck on your journey, and may your projects prosper like a successful business venture. Katniss. Sure, let's approach the topic of monitoring and controlling from the perspective of Katniss Everdeen, the fierce and resourceful protagonist of The Hunger Games series. Survival strategies, lessons on monitoring and controlling from Katniss Everdeen. 1. Mastering your environment. Like surviving in the arena, effective project management starts with mastering your environment. Understand your project scope, stakeholders, and potential challenges. Just as I knew every nook and cranny of the arena, you must know the ins and outs of your project landscape. 2. Adapting to change. In the arena, situations change rapidly. Similarly, projects can take unexpected turns. Be prepared to adapt your strategies and control plans in response to new developments, just as I had to change my tactics depending on the circumstances. 3. Monitoring for survival. Constant vigilance is crucial. I always had to be aware of my surroundings for threats. Similarly, you must continuously monitor your project's progress. Identify any deviations from the plan and take corrective actions promptly. 4. Trusting your allies. I had to rely on allies in the games, just as you rely on your project team. Trust them to carry out the tasks effectively, but also keep a watchful eye. Maintain communication to ensure everyone is on the same page. 5. Using limited resources wisely. In the arena, resources were scarce. Similarly, project resources are often limited. Monitor resource usage to ensure they are utilized efficiently. This involves managing time, budget, and available skills. 6. Navigating relationships. Building alliances and navigating relationships were key to my survival. In project management, understanding stakeholder dynamics and maintaining effective communication is vital. Control the flow of information to keep relationships strong. 7. Decision-making under pressure. In the games, I had to make split-second decisions. Similarly, project managers must make timely decisions based on real-time data. Use monitoring results to inform your choices and act decisively. 8. Assessing risks and rewards. Every move I made in the arena came with risks and potential rewards. Similarly, analyze the risks associated with project decisions and take steps to mitigate them. Keep a watchful eye on potential threats. 9. Staying true to your values. Throughout my journey, I stayed true to my values and beliefs. In project management, uphold your principles and stick to the project's objectives. Monitor progress to ensure alignment with the project's purpose. 10. Resilience and perseverance. I faced challenges with resilience and determination. In project management, setbacks are inevitable. Keep a strong spirit, adjust your strategies if needed, and never give up. Remember, just as I learned to navigate the complexities of the Hunger Games, you can navigate the intricacies of project management. Stay vigilant, adapt to changes, and lead your team with courage and determination. May the odds be ever in your favor. Home alone. Well, yeah, see, the PMI offers this thing called the Project Management Body of Knowledge, which is like a big rulebook for running projects. It's like the ultimate game plan to make sure everything goes smoothly. If you're getting ready for the PMBOK test, especially the part about keeping things on track, here's what I'd say. 1. Monitoring and controlling process group. You know, it's like when I set up all those traps to defend my house from those burglars. The monitoring and controlling process group is all about keeping an eye on things and making sure nothing goes wrong. It's like checking those traps to make sure they're working and fixing them if they're not. You've got to compare how things are actually going to how you planned them to go and make changes if needed. 2. Key processes within monitoring and controlling. Remember when I had to adapt my traps when the burglars didn't fall for them right away? That's what the key processes in this group are about. Like, you've got to keep track of how the project work is going, just like I was tracking those burglars, and if something needs changing, you review it and make sure it fits with the whole plan. 3. Inputs, tools, and techniques, and outputs, ITTO. Think of it like collecting all the stuff you need for your traps. Each process needs certain things to work. And then you use tools and techniques, just like I did with my tools and traps, to make things happen. The output is like the result you get, catching the burglars, or in project management, keeping everything in line. 4. Change control process. Remember how I had to decide if the traps needed changing based on how the burglars reacted? That's like the change control process. You've got to evaluate if the changes are worth it and make sure they fit into the whole plan. 5. Performance measurement and analysis. It's like checking how my traps were working. In project management, you look at how things are going compared to your plan. If something's off, you analyze it, figure out why, and then fix it. 6. Reporting and communication. Just like how I communicated with my neighbor about the burglars, you've got to talk to your team and stakeholders. Let them know what's going on, good or bad. That way, everyone's on the same page. 7. Corrective and preventive actions. Sometimes you've got to fix things that are going wrong right now, that's corrective action, and other times you're taking steps to prevent problems in the future, that's preventive action. 8. Integrated change control. It's like making sure all the traps work together without messing up the whole plan. In project management, when you consider a change, you've got to think about how it'll affect everything else too. 9. Stakeholder engagement. Remember how I had to work with my neighbor and other people to catch the burglars? Same goes here. You've got to understand what everyone wants and needs, and keep them in the loop. So, it's all about keeping a close watch on your project, like I did with my house. Make sure everything's on track, fix what's broken, and communicate with your team. And if things get tough, just remember, keep your wits about you, stay resourceful, and never give up. Willy Wonka. Ah, my dear friend, welcome to the whimsical world of project management, as seen through the eyes of the eccentric Willy Wonka. Golden Principles of Project Management, Insights from Willy Wonka. 1. The magic of monitoring and controlling. In my chocolate factory, I meticulously monitor the candy making process. Just as I keep a watchful eye on the everlasting gobstoppers, project managers must monitor their projects. Track progress, identify deviations, and ensure the sweet success of your endeavors. 2. The flavorful blend of processes. Like the variety of sweets in my factory, project management has a range of processes. From controlling project work to managing changes, each process adds its unique flavor. Blend these processes harmoniously, just as I blend the ingredients for my scrumptious confections. 3. The recipe for quality. Quality is key. In my factory, every candy must meet the highest standards. Similarly, ensure your project's deliverables meet the desired quality. Control the quality of each component, just as I oversee the quality of my chocolates. 4. The art of communication. Communication is like a river of chocolate, flowing through the factory. Project managers must ensure clear and effective communication. Share updates, challenges, and achievements with your team and stakeholders, just as I communicate my visions with my Oompa Loompas. 5. The dance of change. Change is inevitable, my dear friend. Embrace it. Just as I transformed my factory with new ideas, manage changes in your project. Evaluate their impact, integrate them wisely, and ensure they harmonize with your project's melody. 6. A taste of analysis. Analyze the results, like savoring a scrumptious treat. Key performance indicators are your flavor notes. Devour variances from the plan and digest the data to make informed decisions that guide your project forward. 7. Grand gestures of stakeholder engagement. Engage with stakeholders like I engage with my guests. Understand their dreams and wishes. Create a project environment that not only satisfies their desires but also surprises them with delightful outcomes. 8. The flavorful mix of corrective and preventive actions. When a recipe falters, I correct it. Similarly, Address current project issues with corrective actions. Preventive actions, much like anticipating potential mishaps in my factory, fortify your project against future setbacks. 9. The Symphony of Integrated Change Control. Like composing a chocolate symphony, assess changes holistically. Harmonize each note, scope, schedule, cost, quality, ensuring your project's melody remains enchanting. 10. A dash of quirky charm. Remember, my friend, project management is not just a science, it's an art. Add a dash of quirkiness, a sprinkle of creativity, and a pinch of Willy Wonka's eccentricity to your approach. As you embark on your project management journey, my advice is this: let your imagination soar, taste the challenges, and create projects that are as delectable and memorable as the most exquisite piece of chocolate.